Hey gang, this is a quick video in case you want a little refresher before you do today's assignment, which is for Monday, April 6th. So this dates all the way back to section 1.1 basically. And it's adding and subtracting and multiplying and dividing with both positive and negative numbers. And so if you want, you can, if it helps, I suppose I should say, if it helps, you can think of a number line to help you. You know, like if you were doing -3 plus 4, you could think of that as, you know, you're starting at -3 and then you're adding 4, which means you're moving to the right 4 spaces. So from here, if you're adding 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you would end up at 1. And if you were, let's say you were doing -3 minus 4, you know, if you're subtracting, that's moving to the left. So if you were doing -3 minus 4, you would start here and you would go to the left 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, and your answer would be -7. So again, adding is a move to the right and subtracting is like a move to the left on a number line. Okay, I mean, for example, another just example off the top of my head, if you were doing 2 minus 4, okay, 2 minus 4, I mean, just kind of build that up, you know what I mean? If you were doing like 2 minus 1, just, you know, like back in, you know, first grade, second grade, 2 minus 1 is 1, and then 2 minus 2, you'd go back to 0. So 2 minus 2 is 0. Well, if you're doing 2 minus 3, and you kind of keep that going, you know, you're subtracting 3 from 2. Well, you don't even have 3 to lose, so you end up in the negative, you know. So 2 minus 3 is -1. And again, because, you know, it's like you're starting at 2 and you're moving 3 places on the number line to the left. Alright, so other than that, you know, hopefully that helps, but other than that, just a quick review of a few things. If you are adding a negative, that's the same as subtracting. Like this might as well say 3 minus 4. Just like this might as well say -3 minus 4. So this answer would be -1, and this answer would be -7. Again, adding a negative, you might as well say that's just subtracting. So this might as well say 9 minus 2, which is 7. And this might as well say -9 minus 2, which is -11. Alright. And you know, like this for example, -9 plus 2. Well, if you're at -9 and you're moving 2 places to the right on the number line, you end up at -7. So subtracting, but another big reminder, when you're subtracting a negative, you might as well be adding. So this 3 minus -6, this might as well say 3 plus 6. So this answer is +9. And same thing here, this might as well say -3 plus 6. So if you're at -3 and you're pretty much adding 6, that means you're moving 6 places to the right from -3 on the number line, which lands you at +3. You know, think about it. If you're adding to -3, it's getting bigger. So like -3 plus 3, you'd end up back to 0. Well, this is -3 plus 6. So it's like you get back to 0 and then you have like 3 left over. And so you end up at +3. Same thing, nothing really to remind you of. And then as far as multiplying and dividing, whether this was multiplication or division, when the signs are different, when it's a negative times a positive or a positive times a negative, your answer is going to be negative. So again, in other words, when the signs are different, your answer is negative. And when the signs are the same, your answer is going to be positive. So this is obviously going to be positive 15, but so is this. Negative 5 times a negative 3 is going to be also positive 15. So signs are different, your answer is negative. Signs are the same, your answer is positive. And again, that goes the same for division. So just off the top of my head, if you were doing negative 32 divided by 8, negative 32 divided by 8, that is negative 4. But if it was negative 32 divided by negative 8, that would be positive 4. Alright? And other than that, I guess I'm just going to, the only other thing off the top of my head right now is to remind you that multiplication these days, like now that you're in high school, okay, 9th grade, 10th grade, whatever, you're in high school now, so you're not going to really see a whole lot of the X symbol being used for multiplication. You're going to see like this dot, okay, the multiplication dot, or you're just going to see two numbers directly next to each other, using parentheses, right? So we could have written even just this, okay, we could have written this as 5, times 3, just kind of writing it like that. This says 5 times 3. Just like you would, by now in class you've seen the like polynomials or terms like 7x. 7x, that means 7 times x. So again, multiplication dot, we're just having two numbers directly next to each other.